Butch.
Hey everyone, this is Enigma, and you're checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast, WWE SmackDown, May 20th, 2022 recap. Please welcome your Italian God and WWE Pay-Per-View Champion, Ant.
Yes, sir. We are here. Thank you, Enigma. That took Enigma about how many times to get that down?
5.
5. Oh, well, you see, 5 times the charms. Thank you for joining me, Enigma. I like you are now you have officially acknowledged me as your Italian god, and everyone.
I was gonna call him Italian jackass, but he didn't want it.
Yeah, I of course I'm because I'm not. I'm the Italian god, and I am your and everyone else's WWE pay-per-view champion, and I will be the first ever AEW, well, the uncensored pro wrestling
Not for long.
podcast,
So
AEW world champion.
me? Oh wait, are we missing someone? And would you like to tell him?
Yeah, we're missing someone who had to go because
Takes a porn virus.
Well, you said that, not I.
Yes. I
Yes.
swear to God, I made that joke, and I love that joke.
Macho Man Dan is gonna come. The mega powers are gonna explode, man, when Macho Man Dan comes back and confronts you on that conversation, man. I feel like you're fucking Paul Bearer saying that you fucked Undertaker's mommy. He goes, I had sex with your mommy. Your mama was a dirty rotten whore.
No, then Undertaker's just gonna pop out of my closet and be like, "Fuck you."
Kyle's mom's big fat bitch, or no, I like Kyle's mom's big fat bitch, big. Anyways, our Macho Man Dan, our beloved.
He unfortunately passed away due to lung infection.
You are. Wow, Enigma is on a new level today. By the way, if you want to also check out Enigma, what's your Twitch name information?
Dan Lil Z.
We'll put it in the description in the link. I was watching him fight Macho Man Dan, and listen, it's entertaining. I won't say why. You'll have to see for yourself. But once you see, you'll know why it's entertaining, and that's all I will say.
Screw you.
Yeah, and then I guess the Enigma's letting us know why. But yes, Macho Man Dan is not here. He is not dead. He is alive.
He is dead.
He's taking care of a porn virus. Yeah. He's doing that, taking care of business, doing that, which is cool. So Enigma and I are holding down the fort, and we are covering WWE SmackDown from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I've never been there. Never, ever, 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 ever. Not that I don't want to go. I just never had the opportunity of going to Michigan. That's where my fiance is from. Her home state is Michigan. And the Bloodline come out, and obviously people aren't happy to see them. And Paul Heyman grabs the microphone, and Paul Heyman basically says, you can take your Bruno Sammartinos, your Hulk Hogan's, your Stone Cold Steve Austin's, your Dwayne The Rock Johnsons, your Brock Lesnar's, your John Cena's. Roman Reigns will stack them up and pin them all. And basically, Paul Heyman just says that the Usos need a win tonight. It's important that they become the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions. And Roman Reigns tells the Usos that he expects them to deliver tonight. What do you think of Paul Heyman just saying that Roman Reigns is pretty much better than all those other famous legends of WWE?
I'm not going to say that it was a bad promo. I'm not going to say it was a good promo. I believe the promo overall was a decent promo. But at the same time, saying that Roman Reigns is the best because he's holding 2 world titles at the same time right now.
Yes.
That doesn't really mean that you're the best. That means you're just getting opportunity after opportunity after opportunity.
Oh, so you're not a Roman Reigns fan? I take it.
I'm not saying that I'm not a Roman Reigns fan. I'm just saying that he might be good now, but he's not one of the best ever, and he surely ain't the goddamn best ever. I might get a lot of hate for that, but I don't give a fuck.
Well, Paul Heyman and the Usos do not agree with you. I think Reigns this is probably the best he's ever been. Obviously, we do know that. Go ahead.
Well, yes, but like you said, it's definitely this is definitely the biggest time Roman Reigns has been in his career, and definitely for the Usos as well. They unified the world titles, they unified the tag titles. Randy Orton's injured in a fake injury.
Well, we'll get there. We'll get there because we'll talk there later on. But yes, this is just the beginning of the night. Bloodline just basically saying that the Usos are going to win. We get our first match. We have Sami Zayn taking on Shinsuke Nakamura, and it was a pretty decent match. Shinsuke gets the win after a King Sasha. These matches are nothing like the match they had at NXT TakeOver Dallas back in, I think, 2016. The two of them annihilated and killed the show, but these two guys haven't gotten a lot of good moments in the ring. But it was a decent match. What did you think of this one?
I thought it was a pretty decent match.
There was nothing with it. There wasn't any sort of aftermath.
There wasn't really nothing exciting.
Yeah.
Just it didn't really hook me and be like, oh, this is a great match. But it was pretty decent.
Are you more of a Shinsuke fan or a Sami fan?
Shinsuke.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm kind of getting over Sami Zayn. I do think he's a great wrestler.
I've been over him for a pretty decent long time. I never really liked the new Sami character, to be honest with you. Really never did.
Yeah, I don't like it when the characters run away and hide and get beat up by I don't know.
Because I hated Kevin Owens when he won the Universal title in that Fatal 6-Way, was it? Or Fatal 5-Way? I don't fucking know.
Something like that, yeah.
Triple H literally handed him the title. He was hiding outside the ring for most of the match and popped in when everyone else was tired and wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah, Sami Zayn needs to just go away for a little bit and come back with a whole new gimmick. Speaking of a whole new gimmick, we have Happy Corbin. This isn't new, but I wish he had a new one. He has this show Happy Talk going on, and Happy Corbin talks about Madcap Moss, and he says that Moss did not appreciate what I did for him. He claims, he talks about how Madcap Moss called Happy Corbin the big bad wolf last week, and Corbin says, maybe I am the big bad wolf because I huffed and puffed and I sent Moss to the hospital. He then breaks Madcap Moss's Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy, adding insult to injury. This rivalry is obviously going to continue. What do you think of this situation brewing and Corbin breaking the trophy?
I believe, this is my opinion, that this feud between Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss, the feud is viewing. It's still in the making. But since Corbin did that far, he broke the trophy and everything, I believe this is going to be a pretty decent or maybe even a little exciting feud, in my opinion, because it's just brewing and they already are destroying each other's stuff.
We're gonna see, man. These two are gonna go at it, definitely. Yeah.
But I say one thing.
Go ahead, yeah.
Corbin, great wrestler. I'm not gonna say he's a bad wrestler because obviously, if I went against him in the ring, I will get destroyed. But I liked when he first came to WWE and he had the long hair, the theme song, and he came out and he had this walk that showed him that he's the baddest guy in the room or some shit. I like that Corbin.
Mm-hmm.
I love that Corbin. And then now they turn him into a comedy act.
Yeah.
You could have done so much more with that Baron Corbin, or WWE could have done so much more with that Baron Corbin.
Yeah, he's gone through so many gimmicks, I feel like.
He's gone through that one. Then he gone through the
King Corbin,
manager or whatever the fucking damn thing. And then he did the STD fucking bullshit the Raw gave him. And or King Corbin. But then now he went to a broke motherfucker and then now to a happy motherfucker. Basically, aka a comedy act.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of threw away one of your future freaking top guys with the very first Baron Corbin that we saw. He had the anger, he had the attitude.
Yeah. Now he's just sort of seems like he's running out of steam. It feels like, but
I believe if Baron Corbin was gone, like they made him get another after this feud, maybe they give him like another feud, but maybe the other person injures him and he comes back with like a whole new gimmick, that attitude's back, that freaking and that anger and the anger that he had, like the passion that he had when he first came to WWE, and then continued to feud whoever he's feuding with. That could bring him back to like the mid card, or like at least probably almost to the freaking top of the freaking roster.
Yeah,
almost.
Totally, no, that totally could happen.
But then maybe he goes through like a phase, like or like a gimmick where like he starts growing back his hair, maybe like then he brings back the old Corbin. I believe that would be sick.
I agree. I do agree. I think that it would be sick. And now I think Baron Corbin does need that sort of whole return to basics gimmick, like you're saying, because
I feel like I'm sorry if I keep interrupting. I feel like Baron Corbin, they need to like remake Baron Corbin like they did the Roman Reigns, because he went from the big dog that wore the vest, that wore the military pants and boots and the glove and all that, went from the big dog to the tribal chief, and that turned into a pretty big thing, the Bloodline, we all know. But remake Baron Corbin into the clown that he is now, but like make him like, because obviously I saw it when he first came in. I thought that he was going to be one of the top guys, and actually being in like the main events of shows, maybe even some favorite events of pay-per-views and here and there. And then maybe one day he will actually win the title. I believe he needs to take an absence. Like, well, Roman Reigns had what? Leukemia? No, he left because of COVID, because he did have leukemia. But like make him have like not an absence, or like make him like a fake injury or something, then like make him come back way more dominant.
Yeah. No, I definitely think that that's a really good idea.
Maybe new attire, maybe like definitely new attire, like new added, like bring back like the Corbin that you should have had when he first debuted, and actually put him against people now.
Yeah, I agree. We need a return to basics. I love how you're very interested in Baron Corbin. I wasn't expecting Baron Corbin to get this much talk, and I do appreciate. I do like Baron Corbin. I think he's a good wrestler. I think he's a good guy. I kind of agree with you. I feel like he needs to kind of go back to that old.
WWE did that with a lot of wrestlers. Like they have the attitude and all that to be a good star on the roster, but then they turn him into a community act, or a comedy act.
Yeah, they do. They sure do. Speaking of changing people and turning them into acts, we have Gunther with Ludwig Kaiser taking on Drew Gulak. The dumbest name. Why didn't they just keep him Walter? I don't understand.
Bro, that name started his career. Mm-hmm. But then they literally made him change it.
Yep.
Which is some bullshit.
He is he's dating Ginny, who I think is attractive. She competes for NXT UK. But anyways, so Gunther gets the win over Drew Gulak after a power bomb. And after the match, Gunther and Kaiser attack Drew Gulak until WWE Intercontinental Champion Ricochet runs down, and Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser leave the ring. So it looks like a clash between Ricochet and Gunther is inevitable, which will be really good, I think.
I would love to see that. I would love to see that. Good, because Ricochet, let's be honest, WWE in the main roster turned him into a jobber, kind of. Come on.
Yeah.
They made him. They put him as the main in NXT before he made the main roster. He was doing all he was doing storylines with what was that dude called? I forget what his name is, but he was
Yeah.
It was he was like that dude with the afro or some shit like that. He was like the North American champion or some shit like that. The
Velveteen Dream?
Yeah. Like he's like, and that, like I believe like they had all promo and argument, and they were like, if whatever you can do, I can do better, and then Ricochet just shuts him up. But then when he
Oh,
went
I
to,
thought you were talking about Walter. I'm sorry. I thought you were saying
no,
Walter, and I was like, wait, what? Yeah. Yep, I remember that feud. Yep.
I thought that was great. But then when he went to the main roster, he was already in like at a few when he like the first like few weeks of the meeting the match, he already had a few of like what AJ Styles.
Yep.
That was
Like,
a good. It was like the AJ Styles and when Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson were still in WWE.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
I believe that feud should have kept that going for like another few weeks. I believe that at least I think so.
Well, that is WWE for you.
But then they turned him into a jobber, literally. They made him start wearing trunks, and then made him literally start on basically kind of like a losing streak. But then now they're kind of building him back up, and then they made him to go to NXT.
Yeah. They've been doing like it's just been with all these rosters, they've just been crapping all over them. He's the Intercontinental Champion, he's barely on TV. Walter should just still be named Walter, not Gunther.
Yes.
But again, we do think that the match between Ricochet and Gunther will be good when it does happen because these two know how to fight. I think they've actually fought on the Independents before.
I thought they did, didn't they?
Yeah, yep. So speaking of independence, we have a new wrestler who is, in NXT. His name is Max Dupri, otherwise known as LA Knight in NXT. And he's a CEO of the Maximum Male Models. And he is actually looking for talent at SmackDown. So we're going to have it looks like a new group, a new faction of male models joining WWE. So something for the ladies to enjoy. Why not, right? Well, something for the men to enjoy. Go ahead.
It's gonna be the freaking masterpiece all over again.
Yeah, the masterpiece, Chris Masters.
Mm-hmm.
The masterpiece when you have the Italian God, though. So a match. I think the guy.
Oh.
And I have a very controversial opinion. I want to hear your thought on it. We have Raquel Rodriguez defeating Shotzi after a Chingona bomb. I think Raquel is pretty sexy, man. Big mommy cool is what she called herself in NXT. I think she's cute. And like a weird.
You got a wife, come now.
In like a weird sort of like I can't explain it. I think she's hot. She's okay.
I actually didn't even see that match.
Yeah, it was a pretty. I'm just a big Raquel Rodriguez like stan. I think she's pretty hot. There's something about her, man. Something about you. Whoa. So tell me, what did you think of this? Were you happy to see Raquel get the win?
Yes, I was happy.
He didn't see it, so he doesn't fucking even know what happened. It's okay. Raquel got the win after a Chingona bomb. Really nothing else. I want to see. We did see last week Raquel take on Ronda Rousey, so that another match could happen down the line soon. But Raquel is dominant here, and I do like Shotzi, but she hasn't really had much of an impact on WWE since she was brought up. Next, we have Butch taking on Xavier Woods, and Woods gets the win after a roll-up. After the match, Butch attacks Xavier Woods as Sheamus and Ridge Holland try to pull him apart. Again, changing Pete Dunne's name to Butch. Why the fuck are they doing this? But Xavier Woods gets the win. I think Butch needs the win. I'm tired of New Day at this point. I like them. I think they're good wrestlers, but I'm over the gimmick. I'm over them always winning. Go ahead.
Like you're tired of like them being like the nice guys, like the.
Yeah, it's like God. It's getting.
I would like. Here's my opinion on the New Day. When they first became a tag team, I liked it. It was interesting. They were like then they became one of the top tag teams in the company for some time.
Mm-hmm.
Always still being the nice guys that they are. Kofi Kingston, which has been in the company for how long? 13 something years.
Yeah, I think for that long. Yep.
Yeah, and then we have Biggie, which we started out. Which is the freaking like the Roman Reigns of the Shield, and then I mean, that's every team. Every trio has one of those
Yeah.
freaking like demolishers on the team. I don't know why, but they've been the nice guys for so long. I believe the New Day would be, well, like, because they've started to lose popularity a little bit over like the past, like, let's say like 2 years, or probably longer than that. Give them a heel turn. I believe they'll be like again popular again, because like no one's seen them as a heel, as like the team a heel.
Yeah. It would be interesting just to see them.
If they do make them heel, imagine this: the New Day versus the Usos.
Interesting. That would be cool
for the Raw or SmackDown tag team titles.
That would be interesting. That would be very interesting.
And now that match, I want to see. And I believe and in my opinion, that's like a SummerSlam type of match. Quality.
I just think that, like you said, something needs to change, because we can't.
Like, I hate having, like, they went through so many things, like the cereal, Bootios, the trombone, like the freaking the unicorn crowns on their head, like, and they're doing like the freaking like hip dance, whatever the fuck they do. Like, it's corny now. Like, they've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
And that's like, and it's like doing that same thing, but changing like a little bit, but then getting rid of that, but you can get another little thing. Make them either like give them like one big thing, like the new theme song, or a new entrance, or a new attire, or literally make them heel. Like I said, give them like a change where people will be like, okay, this is interesting.
Yeah, I feel you, man.
Because and here's the thing though. But like the New Day did become the longest reigning tag team champions ever.
Yeah,
didn't they?
I think so.
Yeah, I believe they did. But then they're like just using them as like a place on the tag division. Like, I feel like the New Day still has the potential of being the top tag team, but with that, a whole like added nice guy's attitude and like positivity and all that, I don't think with that gimmick that they're doing with the New Day, they could not right now get a chance at the top again.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think the New Day could, if they do turn heel, or maybe if they have a different gimmick, maybe something different, they could, sort of be on the fans' minds a bit more. Well, speaking of on our mind, our main event is here. We have the WWE Raw and SmackDown titles on the line in the winner-take-all undisputed tag team title match. And this was a bomb. This is a pretty decent match. I thought it was a good match. A bomb diggity match. I just made up that word. The SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos, defeated the Raw Tag Team Champions, RK Bro, after Roman Reigns pushed Riddle off the top rope and Jimmy nailed a flying splash to get the win. After the match, the Bloodline completely destroys RK Bro. The Usos nail a flying splash to Riddle through the announce table and a guillotine maneuver, and fans, little kids, boys, girls, whatever, kids in the crowd crying, feeling sorry for RK Bro and really hating on the Bloodline in this situation. The Bloodline now has pretty much all of the gold in WWE. What do you think?
Besides the US and the Intercontinental?
Yes, sir. What do you think of the Bloodline winning? Did you want them to win?
And to be honest, I didn't, because I feel like the Usos and the RK Bro clash for the unified titles, like the feud between them could have gone like back and forth matches before the unified tag team title match actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
But also the match, it was a pretty decent match. But I feel like the Roman Reigns did push Riddle off the top rope, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like, Roman Reigns, big character, but they still have the Usos help him win matches. And I feel like the way that they built up Roman Reigns as the biggest guy in the company, holding 2 world titles, he should be winning matches on his own.
I agree.
Same with the Usos. They're a great. They built them up a lot. They're the tag team title. They're the SmackDown tag titles already put on them. Like as soon as they freaking Jimmy came back, I believe was injured. Was
Yeah.
it me or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, they already had the titles back after like a few weeks, and now then they held the tag titles while Roman Reigns held the Universal title. They built him up a lot, just like they built up Roman Reigns. And I feel like they also, since how they built them up, they could also win matches on their own, but without Roman Reigns being it.
I agree. I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like I really like Roman Reigns.
Because I feel the match was a pretty decent match.
Yeah.
For a main event on or just a regular show.
Yeah.
But the match, like, it could have been, how do I say this? Like, more like shocking, like this, like the Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes match. Like there was times where we thought Seth Rollins was gonna win, but then there was times where we thought Cody Rhodes was gonna win. It was like back and forth.
Yeah, yeah.
That I feel like if he would have done like kind of like that sort of thing with that match, like we don't know who was gonna win at this point, would have gave the match more like, wow, this was a good match. It would have made the match more. It would have gave it a little bit more excitement, and a better rating if they were like, oh, but then they just had their own Reigns interfere in a part of the match and help the Usos win. And then what the Bloodline does best, and they just wreck RK-Bro do everything.
Yeah, I do think they need to change it up. I think that they need to have, if Roman Reigns is going to be as dominant as he is, I understand they need to have him cheat, all the time and shit. But I do think he needs to eventually drop the Bloodline. Not right now, but I think eventually it needs to happen.
It does need to happen because Roman Reigns is obviously Vince's favorite superstar.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking obvious. If you didn't know that, you've been living under Patrick's rock, little.
Yeah.
So
Patrick's rock. I hate you. I'm wearing a shirt that says the 90s are all that, by the way. So represent. 1999 SpongeBob. Yep.
Vince's favorite superstar. Obviously, he's gonna get a little more opportunity than other superstars.
Yeah. Yes.
Like you built this character for the Shield, the assassin that people call him, the dark assassin of the Shield. That's what the people call him. He barely ever talked, and he just punished people in the ring.
Yeah.
Then morph that into like this kind of the same thing, but on his own, but still like a brotherhood with Dean Ambrose. Then you morph that even more into the big dog, which was like his longest gimmick, I believe. This longest gimmick, I believe, was like the big dog phase, where like he just went out to the ring, did a promo, talked his shit, and then like beat everyone up, like his. But then Roman Reigns started to be like, didn't he get like caught doing like steroids or some shit? I swear that happened back in like 2016.
I think it did happen. I think he did get caught.
Yeah, but that's Roman Reigns. There's like my theory on that. I'll tell that in a minute. But
we're
in the middle of a fucking podcast. You fucking mind?
You know what? My fucking coworker can go fuck themselves right now. We are in the middle of a fucking podcast here.
You don't want to hear your fucking phone ring, man. Put shit on mute.
Sorry, I can't. Let me do that right now. It is on mute. Go ahead.
Your phone just possessed. But but then you made that big dog after that incident. People like people. He was already Roman Reigns was already being like a little booed because he was already getting since the Shield broke up. He was already at the top of the card. He was already in the main event position. Already they automatically pushed him, and I feel like Roman Reigns wouldn't be getting booed at back like in that time frame if they would have just like built him up to the main event spot.
Yeah. Okay.
So I feel like if they would have did that, it would have been more entertaining. But since like again, favorite superstar, Vince McMahon's favorite superstar on the freaking company now is Roman Reigns. They pushed him immediately. He won the tournament to win his first world championship. Then lost to the Sheamus, beat Sheamus. Then went in a Royal Rumble, lost to the Triple H. Then beat Triple H at the Grand and Jason Mahal for that title again. Like he already won 3 world titles in less than a year.
He's been doing a lot. It's just been fucking like the decade of Reigns.
Literally has been the decade of the freaking Roman Reigns, or like the or like I forget what the fucking family's called, but a fucking there's I'm gonna call it the Samoan blood, or like they've been on the top for like since like the Usos came in the WWE like a little short after the Shield a little bit. Like they already been on top because the Usos after only a year being in the company they won the tag team gold.
Yeah,
I forget who they lost it to, but Roman Reigns has already won 3 world titles. Like who I don't even think I can remember a wrestler when they first started winning 3 world titles that quickly. Because usually when they lose it, it'll be like a feud, like a feud for it for a few months. Then he'll finally win it, and it'll be the same thing again. But then he'll lose it, and then he'll win it again. But then that'll be like all those 3 wins will be like almost like a year. They did that in like not even a year. Like they did that like 10 months.
Yeah,
3 world
Vince
titles.
McMahon is like wants to like have Roman Reigns as love child and just sort of like.
But then you morph the big dog, the person that did a lot in their career, beating Randy Orton at SummerSlam at one point, beating John Cena twice, once at No Mercy and one at I believe SummerSlam.
Yep.
You're having this person beating legends then, but also now you made him so powerful that even wrestlers that have been in the company for 20 years, 25 years, like people that like even like Goldberg, he's a legend. Yes, he can't really do long matches without botching. Like he almost killed the Undertaker by breaking his neck by a botched freaking jackhammer. But like Randy Orton, for example, he's been in the company for 20 years now. Actually, recently, I think came 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that 15-time world champion, Grand Slam champion, basically done it all. The legend killer at one point. Like he's nothing compared to Roman Reigns right now.
Yeah,
he's in the tag team with Riddle.
Roman Reigns is really good, but I do think that there needs to be someone that's gonna face him.
There has to be there, but like right now, there's in WWE, I don't really see anyone, or literally anytime soon, being good enough to beat the character that Roman Reigns and the company created together.
Yeah.
But if Seth Rollins would Seth Rollins decent, like he's pretty good at the moment. He's feuding with like Cody Rhodes, I believe, still or a little bit or something like that. Like I believe if Seth Rollins was like it wasn't like the jokester or like the mind game or gimmick that he is now, like and he was like the King Slayer, the Beast Slayer when he beat Triple H and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania or something like that. Like that, Seth Rollins. And in my eyes, could beat Roman Reigns.
I honestly think for me, I like Rollins and for me it would go Rollins, Moxley, and then Reigns in terms of like the Shield and stuff. But
Yeah.
we have done a lot more talking than I thought we were going to do, and I'm happy that we did that. We covered a lot. This SmackDown was pretty basic. Not a lot was happening. Hell in a Cell is coming up soon on June.
That is true.
I think it is June 5th. Yep, Sunday, June 5th. They're going to
June
be
5th.
they're going to be in Chicago. And yeah, they're building up for it. The only, SmackDown doesn't really have any matches set yet. So we'll have
they're going to be starting soon if it's that close.
Yeah, I mean, so far the only matches for the pay-per-view are Cody Rhodes versus Seth frickin' Rollins, Bobby Lashley versus Omos and MVP, Ezekiel versus Kevin Owens, and the Raw Women's Championship triple threat. Bianca Belair defending against Becky Lynch and Asuka. And
I'm actually glad you pointed out the matches, because right now I'm only hearing 1-2 rematches from the past 2 pay-per-views.
Yeah, so hopefully things were on.
Hopefully they don't have more rematches. We've seen them twice already. We don't need to see them again.
No more.
Because if you're just gonna keep doing rematch, the same 2 people against each other on each pay-per-view, that's just gonna get boring. Cody Rhodes already beat Seth Rollins twice now. Freaking almost won once, but then also lost once.
It's been a lot, dude. WWE needs to get it together. Also, speaking of getting it together, we also be having our AEW Double or Nothing 2022 prediction special dropping soon. That one's gonna be good. That's happening this Sunday live in Las Vegas. Enigma, Macho Man Dan, and myself are going to be giving our predictions, and I'll be crowned the AEW World Pay-Per-View Champion. So
we'll see.
With
this,
that,
and I just want to point out, this will be my first pay-per-view on the podcast.
That's right. Enigma, tell them again where they could find you on Twitch.
You can find me on Twitch. No spaces, no uppercase letters. It's Dan Lil Zeke.
Dan Lil Z. DANLILZ, right?
Yes.
And we'll type it in the description too. So make sure you stay tuned, and we will be back next week with our next SmackDown recap. We got a nice Double or Nothing weekend ahead of us. We got Dynamite, Rampage, Raw, a lot happening. Stay tuned. Be safe. Bye, y'all.